Jamie. That's me here. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Welcome back. Please let me know that you guys can hear me clearly over here in the honey. What's up, T Gaddis? Yes, let's get into it, y'all, because I'm ready. You ready? We have to talk about some things, honey. We got to talk about quite a few things, okay? So we're going to go ahead and hop right on into it real quick though. Before I hop into it, just a FYI, guys, I have started a Discord. Okay, I started the Discord because a lot of people were saying that they were not getting the notifications from YouTube. Okay, it's been done on different videos and sometimes in my lives where people have said they have not gotten a notification. So feel free to join my Discord community. The link is down below. At least it should be down below. Okay, so just go hop over there so I'll make sure I keep you guys updated over there, and we also can have conversations about other stuff as well. Okay, so yes, join, honey. What's going on, Sam? What's up, dear heart? What's up, saintly iconic soul? Yes, what's up, midnight hour? Okay, perfect. Y'all can hear me. Awesome, Capricorn moon. That's great. That's great, T. Thanks so much, y'all. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the season. Thank you, Sam, for putting that in the chat. I appreciate that. I hope you guys have been enjoying the season. I feel away because I thought it was 10 episodes. Come to find out, it's only 8 episodes, and I'm not happy about that. Okay, I really was hoping that it was like 2 more episodes. I was like, that's it. Y'all just leaving me like that. How y'all gonna bring us a new show, a good show, and then only limit the amount of episodes you put out there? That's rude and that's disrespectful, to be honest, honey. Okay, so yeah, all right, I see you, Bondi. Yeah, so let's go ahead and hop into this quick review from me, and then me and Bonnie gonna have us a chat about this thing as well, honey. So this was a good season, so let's hop into it. So Sherelle finally has the conversation with Ocho Cinco to let him know that she is pregnant, and he's actually happy. He's super happy. He felt like he want to do everything. He wants to change the baby, look after the baby, and all of that. But I wish Sherelle, like, wait a minute, how you gonna do all of that when we live in 2 different places? Even though we in the same state, we not in the same town, so we gonna have to talk about that, right? So what else? Colony and Ann sat down, right? They went to link up and they had a conversation. Now, hold on. Yes. So the ladies went to link up and they had a sit down. I wasn't fully satisfied with this sit down, y'all, but we'll talk about it. So Colony has a point, right? So Colony and they're talking about the Rena situation, right? And she just feels like when it comes to Rena, it's a bit shady for you. Like, it's one thing for you to want to leave the company, but it's another thing for you to want to take 2 of the top selling producing agents, right? And you know, try and leave the company, take them with you. So that's a problem, right? So Anne felt like there was once again, she felt like it's room for everybody. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. So Anne and Colony started to bump heads, okay, when it came down to somebody wanted to move to a new company and taking the agents. But what I felt like is they kind of rushed the conversation. At least I feel like Anne kind of did that to like move on because she didn't want to have the conversation that much longer. Anne was like, oh no, I'm cool on it. Like, whatever I said with Rena was what I said with Rena, and I'm fine, and I moved on. And then Ann kind of brought up the situation when they sat down in front of Sherelle, but it seemed like Ann kind of brushed past that. And I actually wanted Ann to like tell her friend, like, yo, I don't like how you handle this situation. Like, I feel like we girls, I understand you want to be loyal to Sherelle, you want to be a good friend to Sherelle and stuff, and that's fine, but leave me out of that. If I said what I said or whatever, like, I don't need you just being my closest friend on the show to come around, or in the company, to come around and try and make me look bad in front of our boss in an effort to make you look better. So for me, as much as I like Colony, it makes me feel like and you need to keep your eye on this girl, because I just don't know. I feel like fool me once, what is it? Shame on me, or shame on you. Fool me 2 times, shame on me, or something like that. And I feel like if she'll do it that time, it definitely makes me wonder if she'll go off and do it again in an effort to make you look bad. And I feel like they did not get to that full understanding, because I wanted Ann to like say more. It seems like Ann really valued this friendship, really wanted this friendship. I think she also admires Colony and how Colony works, that she didn't want to like disrupt that or anything. But I feel like there's nothing wrong with speaking up for yourself if y'all are friends, and telling a friend like, yo, I didn't like when you did X, Y, Z. Because originally the conversation started with them talking in front of the ladies, in front of Carla and in front of Alexis, right? And she felt like Colony felt like Ann was cutting her off, and Ann said, no, I just felt like, you know, what I had to say was just as valuable as what you have to say. But I kind of felt like, yeah, but you still cut her off. You know what I'm saying? But the real reason you cut her off was because you did not like the SHI that she pulled with Sherelle. And I wish she would have kind of like told her that. Because now I don't want to see Ann in a friendship where she feel like she can't express herself to somebody, but it's okay for Colony to come to you and express the fact that you cut her off. Girl, let's start from the beginning. Well, that's what we need. We need to start from the beginning. Don't start about me cutting you off. Let's start about how you started cutting me off when we were sitting down with Sherelle for you to go on and tell her the things that I really said or whatever. So I like your Colony, but I didn't like what you did. And I just feel like that was foul, and we got to watch you, girl. Yes, Ann should have checked Colony. LOL, she definitely cut her off. I really like Ann. She's young and on her ish. Seems like she has a good head. She has a good head. Okay, Colony was kissing butt to get a new position, but looked crazy when Sherelle told her. Exactly. You got to be careful with stuff like that. Gotta be careful, Miss Girl. So Joanna and Sherelle. Joanna is having a single ladies party, right? So she speaks on Alexis bringing up the issues with Tennille's client. And I'm gonna say this. I feel like Alexis should have been fired, but at the same time, I do feel like Sherelle did not give her enough time from the moment when she said, I felt conflicted. So from the moment she says, hey, y'all, I need producing agents, y'all gonna have to get it together or I'm gonna have to start cutting people. And like a few days after that, or right after that meeting, that's when Ann opened up, right, about how she bombed on that, that showing or whatever of the client. Then like a few days later, here it is, Sherelle is finding out the real tea of what Alexis said, but you said that Alexis ain't been opening up. So once Alexis finally opens up, you turn around and get frustrated and just fire her instead of giving her a little bit more time from the moment that you already gave her a warning. Now, I did feel conflicted when Sherelle told her, like, girl, you've been here for 2 years. And I was like, well, wait a minute, girl, 2 years. She should have been let go. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, did you give her the warning at that time? I don't know if you did. See, everybody took you as a joke, and then now you're trying to get serious and give a serious warning. But once you hear something from Joanna, you just took that opportunity to let her go. So I just feel like I felt like Sherelle was kind of wrong in that. I do think Alexis should have been fired, but I kind of felt like Sherelle was wrong in that. And I also feel like you got to do a better job as a owner, as a manager, as a broker, agent, or whatever you are, to train these girls accordingly. I don't think they should get hired under your company and they just thrown out there to just do work if they don't have the proven accolades to show that they can do this job. I think you need to partner them with somebody for like a quarter, for like a good 3 months. And then after that, probably put them on their own, give them a low deal. If you found something, see how they work that, a deal that's not really going to jeopardize your office and make you guys look bad. Let her work off that and then see where it goes. Like, she got to do better with business practices. As a whole, you keep talking about you want to grow the company and you cutting people's commissions, but you don't have good business practices either. So I'm a little concerned, Sherelle. Love the show, girl. Love the show. You just got some things you need to work on as well. What else? Colony looking for a house, grand old beautiful house that she's looking for her client. Okay, so that ends up working out for her overall. And I liked how, well, actually he wasn't a client, but I liked how she reached out to him in an effort to hopefully gain him as a client. So I thought that was good. The ladies discussed Sherelle and her pregnancy. They're wondering what is she going to do with the office and whether or not she's going to relocate. I didn't really see her relocating after she literally just opened up this office. Why would she relocate? But okay. Ann looks right at Rena when this conversation is said, because she looking like, girl, so what you finna do? Girl, you finna move? Let me know, girl. I'm trying to see what's going on. And I don't blame Ann for wanting to be ahead of it, because ain't nobody trying to be hit with an L for real, especially if they have control on, avoiding that. So I felt her on that. Rena did go and meet with somebody though about securing that office space, which was $8,000. And I'm like, Rena, you gonna be able to pay the $8K? I mean, I guess so, based on what you're making, but you don't have to be on that street. It is a little shady because I think it's on the same street as Sherelle's spot. So you trying to move like up the street from where Sherelle at and then be even like, Rena, you moving shady. Understand you want to do your own business, but it's a bit shady. What else we got? Sherelle talked with her kids, okay? She lets them know that she was pregnant. Her daughter pretty much figured it. Denham, with his cute little self, said, girl, you know they ain't gonna be in my room, right? They gonna get their own room, girl, okay? First of all, are you serious? So I really am getting a sibling? Oh, okay, then. Well, they ain't gonna be over here, so you're gonna have to figure that part out, because they ain't coming in my room. He is just so cute. I felt so bad for her daughter a little bit, because she kind of cried. You know, I think her daughter looked like she probably like 12 or 13, maybe 11, 12 or 13. And she just kind of don't want to leave her friends. And I just really felt bad for her. Like, that's a major change, you know? So I'm hoping they were able to stay in Tampa and make some things work. I don't know, but it was sad that she was crying, because she was like, I don't like to go. I don't want to go and meet new people. And a lot of kids get like that. A lot of them get like that. But then, you know, maybe after a month, things are better once they really do meet some new friends. Like, you could just, you know, you just never know. But I felt bad for the little girl, because I just felt like her life was going to change, all because her mommy wanted to go and hunch and bump, okay, on a man and get pregnant. All right, so it is what it is. What else? Sherelle, and I wanted to say this. Every time something happens, it seems like the ladies always wonder whether or not somebody's gonna be able to do a job because of something. Oh, she's pregnant. You think she's gonna be able to do it? Oh, she did. You think she's gonna be able to handle it? Oh, her mom's house burned down. You think she's gonna be able to manage it? I don't know, y'all. Y'all gotta tell me, because I'm just kind of thinking a little bit that it don't make a whole lot of sense, because then I feel like, well, when Alexis tell y'all that she going through stuff, it's like, no, you should be able to take care of this and take care of that. So it seems like y'all pick and choose who y'all want to have sympathy for a little bit. But it is what it is, I guess, because Sherelle's the boss woman or whatnot, and maybe the expectations are a bit different. But anyway, girl, let's keep going. So Sherelle and Alexis. Sherelle says she's tired of her excuses. Alexis says that they're not excuses. It took time for her to be honest, right? She said it took time for her. So then Alexis says it's hurtful to hear that people think she's making excuses. And Sherelle releases Alexis. She just pretty much let her go and tells her that she can come back in a few months or whatever. And I said, number one, she's not coming back, because I don't think you're gonna be open to her coming back. And number two, ma'am, I hate to say it, even though I just made the statement of them picking and choosing, I do feel like it was excuses. Like, it was like, there is absolutely no reason that you should agree to tour a home with a client and you don't even know the basic details. You flip-flop between how many bedrooms versus how many bathrooms. I'm sorry, but I refuse to believe that your husband and your child and your parent being sick has a lot to do with you not remembering these type of things that you signed up for. And that's the other thing for me. If you sign up for it, then be on your A game, right? If you say, yeah, that's okay. Like, yeah, I'll take this opportunity. You're going to be out of town. Yeah, no problem. I got you. And then you reassured to Neil that she was going to be surprised and proud of you, only for you to end up letting her down later. Like, that's nah. So, okay. Where else am I? Colony and the world. Okay, yeah. So we talked about it. Colony and the ladies are still focused on Sherelle and her baby, and they're wondering what's going to happen. They're bothered by Joanna being the girl in charge for the moment. Okay, y'all so mad with her, but you should be upset with Sherelle because she didn't take the position. Sherelle gave it to her. So that's who y'all need to point y'all anger at. Okay. Colony says no one is jealous of Joanna and her elevated assistant position, but you're coming off as bothered though. First, you say that her position is an elevated assistant position, but then you're sitting up here vowing to get or hoping to get in the same position that she's already sitting in. Make it make sense for me. Anyway, so Joanna answers all of the ladies' questions about Sherelle, letting them know everything's gonna be fine. We still gonna run it accordingly. I'll help her out from time to time. It's nothing for y'all to be, stressed the hell out about, right? So there's that. Colony wants a higher position so bad. Okay, she takes Sherelle by a new listing, and she wants the office manager position. She wants to grow closer to Sherelle. She wants to be that A1 day one sitting right next to her. Sherelle didn't say yes, but she also did not say no. I feel like Sherelle did not say yes because she sees a lot of value in Colony in the position that she's in as the agent. And I think she feels like if Colony moves to a office position, like office manager on top of things, she won't be able to produce at a high volume like she's already been producing. So I think that's why. I don't think it has anything to do with her lack of trust in her. That's just my thought. But yeah, I just think she probably don't think she's going to produce. And I think she relies on Colony a lot to produce since so many other ladies in the office are not. Alexis tells Carla that she was let go. Alexis don't think that she should be released after the walkthrough with, you know, Tennille's client or whatever. I see her point, but because I think I see where she's coming from, right? Because I do feel like she should have been given more time after what Sherelle said. But at the same time, dear heart, you're not delivering. You're not. Like, you're just not. What else is she supposed to do? And again, I put fault on Sherelle for her training her people accordingly. Sherelle lets the girls know that she fired Alexis. Tennille says, girl, she should have been gone a long time ago. She ain't been producing nothing in over a year. And for me, when I learned about the 2 years, that's what I was shook about. I said, 2 years? You've been sitting with these people for 2 years and have not produced anything. Some people probably not going to keep you past 6 months, you know. But that's why I feel like it should be like a process that she should have created for these people, even if it is like a 6-month probation. Give them 3 of those months to work with somebody and another 3 months to close something. Girl, close something. What else? Sherelle lets them know that Joanna will be taking on a higher role in the office, as if her role isn't higher already. So how high do you want her to go? And then Joanna gonna say, well, I can't be a broker in charge because I'm not a broker. Well, then what the hell are you going to be doing? Because it sounds like you are going to be doing broker work without a broker license. You might want to go and get you one. So the ladies don't like it at all. Colony is bothered, okay? And it is a bit funny, okay? Colony looks bothered, but you also, this is what I said, you can't expect a position that you weren't even close to getting. You knew this. You knew you weren't close to getting this position. So I don't know why you set your expectations that high. Rena doesn't want the position because she's still mad about the commission split. I don't really blame her, child. And she doesn't want Joanna. She don't think Joanna should have the position either. I don't think Joanna should have the position if she's going to be micromanaging the ladies. I don't know about that. Colony says that Joanna needs to correct herself. I forgot why I put that there, but that's what Colony said. Rena and Ann talked about the backup plan. Ann is going to get her broker's license. Laugh my ass off, which is funny because, you know, they ended up having like this baby shower. And once they did the surprise baby shower for so early, a super early baby shower for Sherelle, that's when Ann confided in Rena about her wanting to get her own broker license. And I don't fault Ann on that at all. Like, I would, even if she does branch off and works with Rena, like, you got to always be able to have your own back, because if that doesn't work out for yourself, it's going to be the karma on Rena that Ann went out and got her own, broker firm or whatever. So I don't fault her on that. What else? Colony and Sherelle talk about Colony being caught off guard with Joanna getting the position. That's what I'll never understand. You weren't even close to getting it to begin with. So why are you shocked, dear heart? Sherelle wants her to respect Joanna. And that's when Colony felt like Joanna needs to respect her and she needs to come correct. Because after the meeting, I don't know if y'all saw, I hope y'all saw how shady. It was a little shady, but it wasn't at the same time. Like, I felt like the timing was bad. Joanna was really doing her job when she said, Colony, because Colony was upset in the meeting, and Sherelle asked Colony, like, what's up? And then Colony said, well, girl, we'll talk about it. You know, I'll hit you up. I'll get on your calendar. So after the meeting was adjourned, Joanna looks over to Colony, messy, talking about something. Colony, would you like for me to schedule you a meeting and put you on her calendar? How disrespectful, right? And Tennille felt like she tried her. And I said, I can't lie, she tried her too, even though she was kind of doing her job, girl. But it was like bad timing, wrong time. And Colony said, girl, this is why I say that you best as hell. I got her number. When I want to talk to her, I'll talk to her. And it's like, see, that's why the girls be on your ass, Joanna. But I don't blame them, especially like, I don't like when people tell me what to do. So that's just like right out the gate. Where I'm going to get to it, I'm going to do it. I don't need you all up in here with yours. So I feel Colony on how she's feeling about the micromanagement, because it's like, if I'm already a top producer and I understand my job, I understand the assignment, I don't need you in my ear. You need to spend that time micromanaging individuals like Alexis and Carla. Don't bring that over here my way. So, you know, I can see where Joanna may try and exercise like her power just a little bit. What else? Colony. We get to Colony's birthday party. Okay, she talks with Sherelle about Alexis and how Alexis was feeling abandoned, right? Now I do think Alexis was making excuses, but Sherelle, you could have done more. Now Alexis eventually shows up hours later, girl, when the sun done went down, and Sherelle brings up what she said. Now first Sherelle said, "Girl, I'm gonna act like we ain't even had this conversation. All is well in the land. I'm gonna move on." Lies. So Sherelle brings it up like, "Girl, you know I'm not one to be fake, honey, and I was gonna let this go, but girl, I'm not gonna let it go. You here right now, and you ain't been answering my calls. I don't know when I'm gonna see you again, but I'm gonna go and check you real quick, dear." So she calls her out about everything. She lets her know that, "Girl, you've been with my company for 2 years and haven't produced a dime. Like, how much longer do you want me to sit up here and fight for you?" And I'm like, yeah, that's not cool. But what was interesting was to see Alexis kind of open up and be honest about how she was really feeling. And I actually like that she did that instead of just like being quiet, holding on to those emotions and whatever, and just like, "Nah, I ain't got nothing to say, like, it's whatever, nah, it's fine, I'm good," knowing that she wasn't good. I like that. I like when people are able to like share how they really are, you know, feeling. So I thought that was good. Hopefully she can move forward in there. I feel like if she would have did that a bit more when she was on with the ladies, she probably would have got much more help than what she needed than what she could have got. Because I think, hey, if you see Colony and Ann are producing, them the girls you need to hang with, even though you have a child. You can finagle some things, right? You can still be in contact with them, pull them aside, like when you at work, like, "Yo, let's go grab lunch, let's go grab breakfast or whatever," and learn what it is that they know. But I also think that Alexis and Carla should have been partnered up with Ann and Colony to begin with in order for them to produce, right? But I feel like it should have happened in the first 3 quarters of those ladies working for the not first 3 quarters, but the first 3 months. The first quarter, I think she should have been working with them closely to begin with, and then saw how she did the rest of the probation period or whatever. But that's that, y'all. I'm about to go ahead and add Bondi on so that we could talk about some things, honey. Let's go ahead. Oh, I ain't even put my little, y'all know I be making my little thumbnails and stuff, girl, and I be wanting my stuff up here. Okay. Let me make sure. Do I have it up here? Let me see. I don't know if it's showing, but let me go ahead and am I freezing? Okay, there you go. I was gonna say, let me go ahead and add Bondi up here. What's going on, Bondi girl? What's up, honey? Let me put my headphones in.
Let me mute myself. What's up?
What's going on? We gotta talk about this show. Let me do these headphones because you know my phone be a little shaky sometimes.
All right. Let me make sure my audio right. Okay, hold on.
I can kind of hear you.
It needed to be fixed over. So when you put the AirPods in, and then it just
okay, perfect.
Okay, we good? All right.
Yes, we is good, honey. We got to talk about some things. Okay, so I want to talk about the season, but yes. I wrote down a few things that I can remember from the season. So feel free to like hop in if I leave anything out. So the first thing I want to talk about is Sherelle's position as a boss. What are your thoughts about her position as a boss? Because I feel like she could do more, and I don't like the fact that she's kind of messy. I don't like that she tells Joanna every single thing about the ladies in her office. That's why they have catty issues. What you think?
So I do think that she sets it up for each person to feel like they have some type of personal relationship with her, so that it causes like some type of discourse in the group. I think that's how she thinks she's supposed to keep them loyal to her. So that's why that situation with Rena bothered her so much. But what I do not like is I don't like the fact that you sit there and ask, questions, concerns. And then when people give the questions and concerns, you want to shut it down. I didn't like that. I also did not like the way let me say this, because here's the thing. I don't like the way she handled business on the brokerage firm type of situation. Yeah. Because I feel like you have very high expectations. Why do you have these girls on the show, Carla and Alexis, who aren't making as much money, but they're light-skinned and pretty? And then you got Colony and Ann, who are pushing to the pavement. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I noticed I did not like. But I'm going to say this about Sherelle. As a head of show, I like her. As head of a reality show, the queen bee of the show, she needs to have like both vulnerability and bitch-like qualities. And I feel like we saw both of those things from her, which will endear you to someone, versus how we feel about a lot of other people because they're so fake. You know what I'm saying? We feel like when, like
Yes.
Portia, when they cry, we don't believe it.
True.
Nene, when you try to invoke sympathy from us, we like, bitch, you trying to play in my face.
True.
So I liked that her vulnerability on this season, because you know how I get once they get down the line, but her vulnerability on this season, I feel like was very like genuine, and it made me like her. Because those scenes with the girls, I ain't like that.
Yeah, I think that's what I hope she does. I don't want to see her change. Oh, I feel like it's inevitable when you are on reality TV. But what I really like is that you like her. You're able to really like her and not like her ways, right? So I think that's good versus like not liking the person as a whole. Like I don't like nothing about her while she on the show and stuff. So I do like that she's truly likable. And I think that the vulnerable moments were extremely like, you know, genuine. So I thought I like her. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Joanna's position as a assistant, I feel like she shouldn't want to know so much. I feel like because it makes her in a weird space with the ladies, maybe she say, girl, maybe don't tell me that. Don't let me know that. Because if they find out that I know, or excuse herself from the meeting when they had to sit down. Like,
the only thing about that is if it was an assistant and it was somebody that was keeping minutes, somebody that was keeping track of what was said in the conversation. Like people do that business while they have their secretary in the room while they're having a meeting with one of the people so that everything can be, you know, written down or whatever. But I do feel like when people want to ask for private conversations with her, they should just ask for that. They should ask for Joanna to not be in the room, but don't get mad at Joanna for doing her job. Like for instance, when Joanna broke out the phone so she could tell y'all what attire was appropriate, and everybody was like, oh, she's micromanaging. But y'all know good and goddamn well that y'all dress a little bit too, okay? A little too, you know what I mean? It's very much club wear. Some of the things that Anne, Colony, I wasn't paying too much attention to Carla and Alexis, but those two specifically, I feel like their attire can be seen as, you know, younger than the other ladies in a sense, you know. So she felt the need to be clear about the definition. I feel like that was her way of trying to relay what her and Sherelle had already talked about, but people are going to make it seem like she's micromanaging them when no, this is something Sherelle mentioned. You know, and Tennille, that's why Tennille made me mad, because I was like, Tennille, you were there for that conversation. And then you turned around and she micromanaged. Girl, you was right there when they had that conversation.
Yeah, she just don't like Joanna. I feel like with the definition though, the fact that she broke it down definition wise, like the history of it and stuff, it's like, girl, just show us examples. When we would be in the office, they would send us examples like clip arts or whatever. Like this is the type of attire you can wear to that event. I feel like that's what she could have said, or either said, oh, don't wear this, don't wear that type thing. Like find you the cutest little, you know, suit or something like that. Versus sitting up there reading a definition. I was like, that's a little
it wasn't the best way to handle it, but I think she didn't understand a better way to handle it. But I don't think she was necessarily micromanaging, because I feel like had she picked out skirts and showed y'all what she wanted it to be and all of that, y'all would have called that micromanaging too.
They probably would have.
Y'all just don't want to hear it from her because she went from being an agent to being an office manager, and y'all are mad about that, and I don't understand why. To be honest, I totally understand why you would pick Joanna. Joanna is on her shit. Like Sherelle said, Joanna will go and find leads and find homes and find clients to bring in, and then you're mad when everybody else isn't a part of that conversation. Well, that's because Joanna went and made that connection. I didn't, you know. I just wanted to be a part of it, you know, because I'm the owner. And another thing, Miss Girl Kylie, let me tell you something. I love her. She's beautiful. I love it. I mean, she walks into the room and I'm like, you are gorgeous. I cannot take it. But at the same time, my good girl, you started off the show letting us know that you don't mind dating your clients. You are just turning 30, and your ambition, I believe, is slightly scary to Sherelle. So I think that she wouldn't put Colony in that position for like all of those reasons. You still young, you date the clients, and then on top of that, I feel like I might have to worry about you. Versus if Joanna, who is 41 years old, wanted to go and get a brokerage license, wouldn't she have done that already? Like you can tell she's cool with being in the position that she's in. Versus Rena, that you know is gonna want more, Colony, and Neil, all those people are going to eventually want to do something on their own, it seems. But yeah, girl, go ahead.
So it was something I was going to say about, oh yeah, you said something about Joanna that made, first things first. Number one, about Colony dating her clients. I wasn't too sure if she really do date them because I wanted her to date Cho, but she wasn't really giving him the option. The first dude that she showed the house to, I was like, dang, he look good. They would look good together, but she was putting him off on end. But when you mentioned about Joanna and her position, and Sherelle said she put herself in that position, you're right. She definitely saw a need, like she saw a space and an area for need, and she went and she filled that space. So I think that's probably what the other ladies have to do. Probably see where there is a need. Example,
proactive.
What Colony could have done was taken Alexis possibly under her wing, or Carla or somebody. You know, when she saw that they were lacking and they weren't producing, maybe Sherelle would have noticed, like, oh, okay, so you working with her closely. Okay, I see that from her working with you. She's actually gained so many deals up under. Okay, I see you. So she would have to play the same position that Joanna would play to try to elevate. Another thing about Sherelle, I wanted to say, her and Joanna, as far as, I think you mentioned something about, I don't know, you said something about micromanagement. Oh, and it coming down from Sherelle. That's another issue, is because when Joanna gives these orders, a lot of people don't know that it's coming from Sherelle. So I feel like now, thinking about it, is Sherelle using Joanna to do her dirty work at times, to play the bad cop to the ladies, and not keeping it clear.
I think so, sure. But I think she realized she had to make that clear at the end. Because, you know, the baby and her going back and forth and putting Joanna in that space, like, officially. You can tell it was probably something that just kind of gradually happened. And now it's like, no, this is official. This is the person. You know what I'm saying? She's giving Tony Childs. Colony is absolutely giving Tony Childs. For sure. For sure. Because I think she is, in ways slightly, you know, it's competition. That's why she wouldn't reach out and help Carla and Alexis, because she feels like they're competition. I think a lot of them view each other, even though everybody's making money off of each other's sales, they still see it as competition. So I think she would never extend herself in that way for that fact. And also, I feel like Alexis wasn't trying to hear anybody. Alexis wants to pretend like she is, you know, in this industry for real. But it's just a title. She wants to be able to say she does it. But the truth of the matter is, if I had to hear you say one more time that you was the wife of an NFL player, I was going to throw up. I was like, all right, girl. Okay, we got it. We're clear. You don't have to keep saying it. And then the fact that she, you know, she's the light-skinned pretty girl, it just makes me feel like you probably really have skated this entire time off your looks, because it makes no sense as to why you are still, like, you're working at this luxury real estate brokerage. And for 2 years, never selling anything. Who have you been fucking? I don't understand.
In addition to the light skin and cuteness, I think it's also the softness of her voice and how her personality is, where she can, I feel like a lot of women are good at, like, playing victim, like, I have
the
this
Portia of it all.
Yes, and then using the little baby voice and all of that. So,
or the Marilyn Monroe effect, as I like to call, what I called before Portia, because I always say she tries to Marilyn Monroe it, because that's how Marilyn Monroe was. You know, and just you know, like we get it, bitch, femininity.
Do you think that Alexis should have been fired after Sherelle made her statement about her having to probably let somebody go, but not giving her enough time to, like, pull it together? Or you feel like she gave her more than enough time?
She gave her too much time. She gave her too much time, because to me, something is wrong with Alexis' mindset. So I don't think that time would have fixed it. When she went and walked around that house to learn from Tennille, and they told her, this is a learning opportunity for you. And she felt like it was competition. And instead of listening and learning from Tennille, decided to be a parakeet the whole time, overtalk her, interrupt her. Yep. Like, it was just like, Alexis, what do you think you here for, my girl? And then talking about, I'm not leaving my house if I'm not making any money. Why would you make money for showing up? Just for showing up and being pretty, you think you're supposed to get a check when you don't know nothing about the house? Nothing. They set her up. We're going to show you, and then you're going to have an opportunity to do this by yourself. And she failed every opportunity. Is because her mindset is fucked up. That's why she kept making excuses for herself, even after the fact. Girl, you have been let go. And you on the phone with people talking about Sherelle just didn't have faith in me. She lost faith in me. Sherelle told you if you got your mind together that you could come back. And here you are still being a victim. So go home with your husband and be a victim.
I have to agree, because it's like, even though Sherelle may have released you from her company, you still an agent. So you can go and get with another company. And it's kind of like, you got to have more belief as well in yourself than anybody else. So
Right.
yeah, girl, a very unfortunate situation for Alexis. I'm trying to see, it was something else I was going to say about Alexis that I cannot, dang, it's in my mind. I can't think about it. I'm gonna move on. I'm hoping it comes back to me. Damn, Alexis. Oh, I'm wondering how she feels after seeing this on Netflix and everybody sees it. I want to know if because remember at the end she was talking about how, oh, I'm gonna come back hard. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna get it together. I wonder if where she is, because I'm like, is she gonna appear on season 2? Is she with a whole new farm? Is she back with your farm? Is she producing, or is she just not doing anything? I wonder about all of that, and how she feel about seeing herself on TV, knowing she was up here making excuses like that. The commission split. Trash. And I felt Rena on it, because at the time, remember when they did the walkthrough of the house around the beach or whatever, like the first open house, Sherelle said that they had only been in business for a year. So if that's the case, why are you changing the commission split so often, so soon? So I definitely felt Rena on feeling away, and I was proud of her for asking the hard questions, because a lot of times when you sit in those meetings, people don't. And I'm glad she asked the questions for the other ladies. Some people just be like, it's okay. No, I'm fine.
Right. No, what is this for? Because that sounds imaginary. What's that? Like, I appreciated that about her. And that's what made me like her, because I was like, girl, 5 to 20? 5 to 20. I said, go to hell. And then everybody was just sitting there acting like they was okay with it. And you could tell that they were not. Colony killed me with this shit, because Colony literally sat there and was like, I mean, I'm not happy, but that's between me and Sherelle. It's like, no, it's not. Like, you're thinking about her doing this like it's some personal situation between the two of y'all, and no, it's not. It's a business situation amongst all of y'all. So if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of y'all have an issue, if somebody would say something and or all of y'all would say something, she might want to change her mind, or just change how she does it. Because I feel like if they signed on with contracts, I'm trying to understand, why didn't y'all sign on with the set amount that was supposed to be taken out for a certain amount of time, like everybody else? You would do a 2 to 3 year contract, okay? And then, those changes would happen at the end of the contract. Versus, or it would be written into the contract what changes would be made. And usually those changes are you getting raises versus people taking more away from you as time goes on. So I just kind of felt like, even though I see Sherelle is very smart and very impressive, there is something in the business somewhere that's fucked up.
Yeah, and the fact that she felt like she did not owe anybody additional explanations aside from, oh, we're growing and we have to get new software and stuff like that. And Rena was very clear to let her know what she said, the software or the things you say we need, that's non-existent. So yeah, if you're going to be taking more money and I'm working under you, I would like to receive an itemized list of like, what am I really like paying for? Like, what are these expenses? Because Rena said when they first do like the I guess like the application fee or submitting the offer or whatever, she said it's a certain fee that comes out already. So y'all taking this fee out, and then you take in the 5% on top of the 20%. Girl, that was some shady shit. So I didn't fault Rena for wanting to go and open up her own firm. I didn't fault that at all. The only issue I had was her trying to take clients. I mean, take agents. That was it.
I didn't agree with that either. I felt like, damn, I really wish that if this is something you wanted to do, you would have went and did that and let them girls come to you about what you were doing. Like, I would have been like in the meeting, like, okay, well, seeing as though I went and gotten my brokerage license. Okay. So if you need another broker here, just let me know. Like, I would have put it on her mind like that, because the truth of the matter is, Joanna, like, it makes no sense for Joanna to be office manager and run the office when you don't have a brokerage license, but Rena does.
True.
Like,
True. I did go to I went to Rena's IG page and I saw broker associate. So I'm wondering if in season 2 we're gonna see that she probably got an upgrade in title. But I also feel like Rena would do a good job in that position as Joanna as well. I think she'll do a great job. I think a lot of the ladies in the office respect her, not just because of the work she does, but also her background in law. So I think just out, yes, right out the gate, I think people would respect her. And I like that she was kind of like a subtle villain, like not like a hardcore villain.
No, it was an anti. She was anti-Sherelle. That's what I called her in my notes.
Yes, I like that a lot. And I also loved on this show how the ladies kind of bicker, but not really fighting. Like I love the little shade and stuff. I was like, oh, they did a great job with this.
I'm glad you said that. Let's talk about that scene where Tennille tried to call Colony out for fucking a client. Yes. I was like, why are you telling on yourself, Tennille? Because we could tell what you do. Like, no disrespect, Tennille, but you give off the black lady energy with the big ass and the tight skirts that if the right man comes into your purview, you are going to open those legs. You're not going to close them. You're going to open them. You're going to close deals, but you're going to open the legs.
But you're going to open the legs.
So that's why I was like, I feel like in the moment when she was trying to read Colony at that table, it was almost a real recognized real. Like, I see what you doing because I be doing it too. Like,
I would pray that ain't Colony, child. I would pray that ain't her. But I don't think it is that she's trying to be low key for the TV.
Listen, I don't think she's sleeping with anybody, but I also don't see anything wrong with it. Like, I don't see anything wrong with her dating some of these clients if she wants to. These are rich, some of them rich black men. Successful rich black men buying $1 million homes, and you want me to ignore a fine ass man buying $1 million home, flirting with me, and I'm flirting with him, and you want me to not, girl, bye. I'm sorry. When you really think about it,
maybe that's why Colony's single on purpose, so that she can like not really date nobody, but you know they're gonna want to go out to eat. Yes, that availability type thing, and some of the guys may not understand if she dated. Yeah, okay. So I like that. Tennille, do you think she went too far with how she came at Alexis? I feel like Alexis should have never called her no bitch.
Yes, I feel like Alexis. I don't even know why you was in it, because like you don't be selling nothing, so you know. But she wants to defend her friend. I'm like, okay, girl, that's your friend? Okay. I think she didn't have to call her a bitch, but I feel like Tennille was doing a lot. Tennille was doing a lot. I was like, oh no, that's this. Cause she said, what she said? Oh, do you take them back to your Airbnb? And I was like, oh no, bitch. No, you're not trying to call me a hoe. When she said that, I was like,
Tennille was doing a lot, because when Colony said, aren't you in training? That's when Tennille turned up. Because she didn't like the fact of being called out of being in training when everybody else there was in training too. And that's what led Alexis to get smart with her and call her out her name. I think Alexis was holding on to some beef from a long time ago, like she told her husband. When we were working together, I gave her clients and I never got no money from it. But here it is, Tennille wanted money from Ann's client when she almost, locked in that deal.
That's why I feel like Tennille is the one you got to look out for, because she the one that's for her no matter what. She not going to say she for her the way Ann going to be honest about it. Ann going to be honest and say, I'm always going to do what's best for me. Rena will be honest about it. But see, folks like Colony and Tennille, you got to watch out for them. And that's no disrespect. I mean, low-key, Joanna too. Even though I feel like Joanna likes being in that secondary position, but you just never know how a bitch will flip if they have their eye on the prize and know that playing a position will get them somewhere that they really want to go. I mean, honestly, that's what it did for Joanna. Joanna is basically running that office when Sherelle is in Miami. So
that's true. That is true.
Tennille was doing a lot for me, even though I feel like we needed her character. She is the like regular degular, the regular degular. You know what I'm saying? Which is a good thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like everybody has something different that's not like the average about them a little bit. Like Rena and her, being at that law firm and her prestigiousness. And then we have Ann speaking patois and being, West Indian. And then you got Colony obviously coming from an influential black family. Because she was talking about her daddy telling her to get into real estate because all of the connections. I said, oh, you already a rich black girl. That's what that's about. And Joanna, kind of feel like that same type of vibe where you get straight auntie from Tennille. Tennille is straight you know, auntie, you already know, but she do well for herself. So but,
She
you know.
gives me Marlo Hampton. She looked like Marlo too, but she
Ooh, that's a
gives
good
like the
one.
Marlo version of the show. I love it.
I love it.
I didn't
Very much
like
something.
that she was the only person that did not hug Sherelle when she announced that she was pregnant. I said, not you still standing behind the table. And then Tom said, I already knew what was gonna happen anyway. What you think gonna happen when you having sex? I was like, okay then.
Not
All right,
sex.
Miss Girl.
She a trip. I'm gonna tell you though, when I first saw this shit and I found out she got pregnant for, you know, like of course you're gonna get pregnant for Chad. But girl, when Chad said, I don't want you to do nothing, Chad said, I'm gonna do everything. I don't want you to do nothing. I said, girl, that's a setup from the pits of hell, girl. Money look like that. Probably fuck the piss out you. Now you got, you know, now he telling you he gonna do everything with the baby.
Trying to lock her down.
Girl, that's a lot. I would be nervous about that. I would be scared, girl. Because if that nigga played with my heart, I might stab him. I'm just saying, like, that's a lot to like be coming at somebody with, and I feel like y'all ain't even been dating that long. They said they've been dating for 2 years, but really the relationship been for real locked down for 9 months. So let's just say the relationship been knocked down for y'all been together for 9 months.
Right.
Y'all been together since you got pregnant. Child, who knows? But you know what I mean. Because that confessional probably was, you know, later.
Yeah.
Versus how long they were together by the time they started the show. You know what I mean?
I think
yeah.
Sherelle, I don't think she'll sit down. I don't think Sherelle would be like a hands-off woman. And that I wonder if that's probably one of the reasons why he really likes her. I don't know how the other ladies were and whether or not they were kept women. But I think that she's like nah, I gotta run my business. And then I think she was married before too. So I don't know what that lifestyle was.
Yeah,
maybe
she was married for 5 years, but that wasn't the father of the kids, I believe.
Okay.
That's
I don't know why I thought that was her last, like, Denham's dad, but I guess not.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I'm lying. I'm confusing her with Joanna. Joanna was the one that was married for 5 years, and he wasn't her son's daddy, which was obvious, because you obviously got pregnant for a nigga in high school, girl. You know, that young. That's not.
Yeah, because she looked good. I'm like, how old is Joanna?
I'm not over it. 41 with a 22-year-old girl. Where is the 41
and
though?
And the grandchild. She looks great.
I thought she was in her 20s. I thought she was one of the young ones. I was so confused. I heard you say it in your video. I said, bitch, wait a minute. Let me go back to episode 2 because I fell asleep. I was like, let me go back. And she said, I have a 22-year-old. I was like, girl, you is a lie. Listen. It's crazy when the girls take care of themselves, how good they look. Because I feel like when I was looking at her face after a while, I was like, if she was like, you know, a woman that did not take good care of herself, you would see her aging much worse. Like when I think about the women I would see back in like the 80s and the 90s when we was growing up, they weren't really into working out like that. So like, you know, they would look older, but her, like, it is redamn ridiculous because she looks the same age as these right here. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, and even Rena doesn't look old, but Rena just has this sophistication about herself that just screams, I'm 40.
Right. Absolutely.
I'm 40.
Rena. So I feel like Rena, I think she played it right. So remember when she was sitting on the boat with Colony, and Colony pretty much put her in a position to where she had to go and have the conversation with, I think Sherelle, she did right. I know Colony was so focused on her loyalty, like, girl, you tell her before I tell her. I don't want to be the one to tell her. Do you think she should have been told her? Do you feel like the timing was right when she did tell her sitting at that table? I felt like Sherelle handled it right.
I think the initial conversation, I think everybody did what they were supposed to do. I think that they like to catch each other when everybody's just cool and it's not at the office. I feel like they like to have a lot of these confrontational conversations when they're out having drinks or something. So I feel like it was an appropriate time for it. She took it to the side. I did like Renee's honesty about the situation. I just didn't like after the fact Sherelle acted like she didn't realize that she had talked to Ann and Colony about it. I do understand how she worded it, but I also feel like you still should have understood what she meant when she said she talked to them about it. You know, because I think when she explained it, it was like, oh, I just talked to them about getting my brokerage license and wanting to open a brokerage. I didn't talk to them about coming to work with me. And I feel like at the end of the day, that's what you should have deduced based on the fact that she picked your two, highest selling people behind Joanna, I'm guessing. So I just kind of feel like she should have assumed that. And I also didn't like when Sherelle said, I don't like that you didn't tell me about the brokerage license because it made me feel out of control. She said it was something along those lines with her not being able to have control of what Rena was doing. And it's like,
or
are you insane?
leg up.
Right.
Or like having like a leg up, being a few steps ahead of her. I actually felt like when it came to Sherelle and her knowing the conversation that was had between Rena and them, I felt like she didn't know. I felt like with Sherelle using the words, particularly, I confided in, I probably would think the same thing. Like, you're confiding in my top producing agents to probably get their take. Y'all do a great job. Like, what do y'all think? Like, this is something I'm considering. So I felt like it probably, didn't go there. But when she had the conversation to sit down, well, let me go ahead and wrap up on Rena and Sherelle. I'm glad that they was honest. I'm glad that Rena did not change her stance in the sense of saying, like, I'm still going to keep my, my eye out, because you got to look out for yourself. If you ain't looking out for yourself, who's going to be looking out for you? So I saw nothing wrong with that. It was a little cringe a little bit, because it seemed like neither one of the ladies was really backing down just a bit on how they felt about things, but it was okay. And Sherelle says that she's going to continue to support Rena. And I'm like, that's what you say now, but we shall see. But Colony and Ann, that whole sit down was messy as hell. It was giving Real Housewives Salt Lake City when somebody decided to drop the bomb on the other person. When Mary said, I wasn't talking about you, Jen, and somebody said, girl, you lie. Jenny said, no, you lying.
Yes,
you was talking.
you was a bald face lie.
That's what it was giving. And I just felt like, Colony, that's your friend. You was out of line trying to get clout and to grow in the company. And I just feel like that wasn't the way to do it.
That wasn't the way at all, Sway. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. And I'm going to tell you why I didn't like it. Because it was unnecessary. There was no need for you to say what Ann had said. All you had to say was what you said. Okay? And you said you weren't cool with it. And Ann said what she wanted to say. Like, why did you feel the need to correct what Ann said to Sherelle? Like, what was that supposed to do for you? The conversation, first of all, ain't that deep, because Ann gonna do whatever the fuck Ann want to do anyway. So whether she said what she said in that conversation exactly or not, it just seemed like she was doing it as a pick-me. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all, because I'm like, that's your friend. That's your friend. And you really threw her under the bus to gain Sherelle's, admiration or loyalty, all for Sherelle to still turn around and give the opportunity that you wanted to somebody else after you was there longer. So your loyalty is really stupidity. And you playing your friend who would be the person that you really should. I mean, honestly, y'all two should have been trying to both get y'all brokerage license, and y'all would have opened up y'all own smaller firm and cover like those real, the young football players and basketball players and baseball players that come into y'all area. Take them out for a good time, give them a different vibe. That's why y'all are on Sherelle's team, because Sherelle knows that all the girls bring a different vibe. So whatever client likes whatever woman's vibe, that's who's going to sell the house. That's why they have those parties and invite everybody like it's a mixer. So that's why I didn't really see anything wrong with the prospect of dating any of these men, because that's almost kind of the energy of it. Like, that's why these two right here, girl, speaking Spanish and looking, doughy-eyed and innocent and shit. That's why that, okay? Everybody fits a certain vibe of a woman. You know what I'm saying? But girl, Sherelle, please get these people.
I could see Colony possibly being next up under Joanna. Like, if Joanna runs the office, I could see her next person, because somebody just highlighted in the comments, and I appreciate that, about how Colony snitched in front of Sherelle in Ann's face on Ann, and then turned around and did the same thing, especially when it came to Alexis about what Carla confided in her about, and you over here being like, that's some Joanna type stuff. You're really trying to be closer. But my thing with Ann is this. Ann says that she really values the friendship that she has with Colony, and I just want Colony to do the same. My thing with Ann is when they sat down and they had the conversation, Ann never came out and told her truly like, hey, I don't like that you did what you did in front of Sherelle. I don't recall her like being honest. It was like she was just trying to move away from the conversation to get on to something else, because it makes me think Ann may not have a lot of friends and she really didn't want to lose that friendship that she has with Colony. But at the same time, like, you shouldn't go forward with having a silent friendship where she gets to come to you and talk to you about, oh, I didn't like that you didn't let me speak when we were sitting down with the ladies, but then she barely would let you talk because she was too busy telling your story for you. And I just feel like Ann could have spoke up a bit more with that, and I don't think she should get complacent in that friendship, because then that's going to become the standard. So
I agree. I honestly, at the end, I don't know if you talked about her party yet, but so I'm just gonna say, at the party she gave her a gift, and it made me feel uncomfortable a little bit, because I was like, I feel like she wronged you and you are overextending yourself to her, and I haven't seen her give you that same energy, knowing she was the one that threw you under the bus. You know what I'm saying? And I almost feel like she must have gotten a lot of satisfaction, and from seeing Colony's face when old girl gave the little speech that Joanna was gonna be in charge of the girls. And then why do y'all think that Sherelle couldn't run her office when her mom's house burned down? You think he's gonna be able to handle it?
that was weird.
Tanil, stop. It's not going to be you. Whoever it's going to be, it's not going to be you. So stop, Tanil. Because that's what I felt like. I felt like Tanil was saying, oh, can you handle it? Because it's like, because I can take over. Like, that's the next thing you want to say. And it's like, girl, calm down. Please calm down.
Tanil gives me one of those people, I don't even know how to fully explain it. It's definitely coming off a little bit to me as like haterish, like a little bit of envy, or like, I'm hanging around you for the benefit, but looking forward to you falling. Like, I want to see you better, but not really better, doing better than me type of energy. And I really noticed that for me when Sherelle announced that she was pregnant, and you didn't like jump and cry and go and like at least hug her and say congratulations like everybody else. And then it took me back to the sit down that all of the ladies had about their relationships, and it seemed like Tanil didn't want to share a lot. And it seemed like she didn't really want to hear a lot about Sherelle having a long distance relationship as well. But it seems like theirs is going much better than hers, because she tried to disguise it as, oh, I like that we don't really see each other and all of this other stuff. So I don't know. It makes me wonder, Tanil, are you truly happy?
Girl, when they said, well, what if he proposed? She was like, oh, I hope he don't. I was like, you hope he don't? Like, girl, I've just never heard a woman say, I hope he don't propose, unless you really ain't trying to be with somebody like that. You just fuck him every now and again. So I just was like, Tanil is definitely on some I'm not happy secretly, so I'm kind of a bitch, but I play it off like it's all jokes.
1000%. And then the last thing I want to bring up, I don't know if you saw on TikTok, right? This one girl been going around on TikTok showing selling Tampa, and she feels like it's not a good representation of like Black women, because you got one woman that's married out of wedlock or whatever, and she just goes around and talk about the overall situation. She also mentioned about how they haven't sold not one single home or property or anything while on the show, and I just really disagree with that. I feel like it is a great real life depiction, I guess you could say, of what's happening in people's lives for real. I'm sure it's somebody in a brokerage firm right now, a Black woman, probably going through the same thing that they're going through. Like, what's wrong with that? Like, and then a lot of them are boss Black women, and you just happen to get what's going on in their life, which makes them relatable. So I mean, I just disagree with that. What do you think? Have you seen it?
I have not seen it, but I completely disagree with it. Like, how can you say that these women, and first of all, Sherelle having a baby out of wedlock, girl, what year is this? Go to hell. Everybody don't live up to that. Like, everybody don't care about that. Everybody does not care about that. And if you care about that, then that's great. That should be a representation for you. Rena is a good representation of somebody that's married and staying in her marriage. Go ahead. What you about to say?
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to add, I think it also was the fact that she was pregnant by Chad, considering that Chad had that DV situation with Evelyn. So I just wanted to add that too.
Listen, I felt that, but I also feel like, has he had a situation like that before or since?
Ooh.
Okay, then I'ma let it ride. Now, if he headbutt her, then there's a different conversation that we need to, okay? But Chad has, been in therapy, dealt with his mommy issue. He dealt with his shit. He kept his money. Like, things happen sometimes, And
Yeah.
honestly, he could have did much worse so that, he didn't Chris Brown or anything. So that makes me feel like, it might have just been in the moment, like that heated exchange between two people who just really out of control of themselves in a moment. But either way, he has not had another instance like that since. So I feel like that's not, why does that make Sherelle look bad though? Why does Chad having a domestic violence case on him? Why is that bad on Sherelle's part? I just don't like that. And to me, the fact that Sherelle has 3 children and has maintained a successful business says that she must be selling houses. She can't not be selling houses because her and Chad have only been together for knowing each other for 2 years. Yep. I'm sure she was in the military. So how can you say this very impressive woman is not a good example? And they have sold houses. They sold that big 7.
Was it Monique's house?
I think they did get one for Miel, but it was another one, that really big one that they were trying to sell from the beginning. I feel like they did sell that house, but I can't remember. Either way, I feel like we still saw them sell the house. And I feel like we watch Love It and List It all the time, knowing good and goddamn well we want them to list it, and they always love it. So I don't understand why I can't watch the house porn and then walking around the house talking about it. Like, I don't need to know that it's sold, bitch. I just need to see the house. Because people who watch stuff like that really just want to see the properties. They want to know the specs. They want to know how much it costs. The square footage, what the property tax is going to be. They're giving you exactly what you need to know. If they sell it or not, that's of no consequence. These houses are going to sell whenever they sell. Like, that don't have nothing to do with us.
Absolutely.
But showing us the process is still what I enjoy. It's beautifully shot. Every time they would show the house, like, it's just like, oh, it's so beautiful. Like,
right,
girl. And it's what was that last house that they went in? I think that might have been Colony, the house that Colony showed.
For the
I think y'all might not have seen it yet. No, I think it might be it's because of another house that Colony showed, and it had this beautiful gold flecks, all flecks of gold in the backsplash in the kitchen. It was marble from
Was that the house she and Sherelle went to, and they sat outside of the house, the all white house? Okay, that was gorgeous. I ain't like the outside, but the inside was gorgeous.
Girl, when I saw the gold fleck, the flecks of gold in that dark kind of backsplash, I was like,
yeah. It was the lighting for me. The lighting was like beautiful.
The LED lighting everywhere. It was the 2 gay guys, and then the guy had all that one.
Yep. I said, oh, this is everything here. You know what else I like is the fact that these women these Black women get the opportunity to actually list these properties. They could have went to anybody, and I ain't gonna lie, it made me feel something in my spirit. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, especially working in commercial real estate, and I always feeling comfortable around a bunch of white men. It made me feel good to see that these Black ladies felt so comfortable, and the white men felt so comfortable with them to trust them to want to even do business. Like, that just, I don't know, it just gives you a different perspective, girl. It made me feel like, dang, I need to go get my license. I want to work with y'all too. Let me sell $1 million home. And then looking at the commissions, what these women, $300,000 on a commission on one house. She said that's vacation money. I said vacation money. Bitch, I'm about to renovate and get a new house type of money, $300,000. Exactly.
But I think it's a great representation of Black women. I think that's ridiculous. I think whenever Black women are living in their power and doing for themselves, whatever that means for them, I think that's a good representation. I don't think women need to fit into these boxes. I'm going off cue right quick, but it actually reminds me, I was watching the Being the Ricardos movie on Amazon Prime, because I grew up loving I Love Lucy. So I was watching it, and I had no idea that they did not want to show Lucy pregnant on television, because they were like, the Christians are watching this and children are watching this. And, Desi Arnaz, Ricky Ricardo, is like, well, how you think they got kids? Like, you think these Christian people, not at home having sex and having babies? Like, we're married. Y'all sleep in 2 separate beds. Well, sometimes we push the beds together. Like, the idea that people were like, no, we can't have this on TV. They fought them. And then they actually had to have 60 million in viewership back when everybody didn't even have TVs. They had to have that type of viewership in order to get them people to allow this lady to be pregnant on screen.
What?
it made like it was ridiculous how they had to keep going back and forth with them about it. Cause it's like she's pregnant. Like they're married. Like then they're married
That's
in real life.
insane. Right.
It was like the way people think about things.
Pandering and
sometimes.
catering to the religion. I ain't got time.
Yes. Girl. That's why when the chick said that, I was like, oh girl, like here y'all go with this.
Oh, mess. All right, y'all. Well, that wraps up the review and the season of Selling Tampa. I'm definitely looking forward to it coming back next season. We thank you guys for tuning in, but we are going to be checking out Ladies Who List over there on OWN, and we're going to see if they're going to be given like the ladies of Selling Tampa, okay? But that's all I got. I thank you guys so much for joining myself and Bondi. Bondi, thanks for coming on. Y'all be sure to hit that like button on your way out, dear hearts. Subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and hop on that Discord. For the people that ain't been getting notifications, go ahead and scoot on over there.
And come see
Details are down below. Yes, and come see us tonight over there on Bondi's channel. We will be talking about Portia's family matters as well as Love and Marriage Huntsville, because honey, it's been a lot of mess going on surrounding the reunion and all. So we got to talk about it. Y'all check us out later on tonight. That's all we got. Bye-bye.